So I want to share a couple stories tonight. We've got some absolute champion people that come from different parts of the United States. They're in different parts of the journey with AdvoCare. And I think the best way for you to understand what AdvoCare is all about is to hear a couple stories. So the first story, we're going to Fairmont, Minnesota. Danielle Freitag is going to share. She's a substance abuse counselor, her former occupation, but I'm going to have Danielle share her story. Danielle, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thanks, Joe. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear. Go ahead.
All right, perfect. Super excited to be in the call. And actually, before I share just about how AdvoCare and when AdvoCare came into my life, I just want to take you guys back just a little bit, just to give you an understanding. It was in 2006 in my life that I really needed to make a change. And it was at that time that things just started to be rearranged in order for me to put my faith first and really just live by honesty, getting honest with myself and others, and then also get sober. And that meant getting healthy as well. And so over the last several years, I've been on this journey of health, of greater hope, and of recovery. And fast forward, got a job, an amazing job working as a substance abuse counselor with Mayo Health System. And you guys, I loved my job. I loved sharing a message of hope and really helping people to get healthy. At the time, also being married, my husband and I said that we didn't want to miss anything in our lives. We didn't want to miss out on anything that God had for us. And so when AdvoCare came into our lives, we just saw something amazing. At the time, I was working 10, 11, sometimes 12-hour days, just really long days, I was lacking in energy, and also at the time was struggling with some debt and just wanting some solution. And so tried a Spark, and we loved the energy that Spark gave us, but it was more than that. My husband and I started with the AdvoCare 24-day challenge, although that 24 days, what that led to was 2 years of just feeling amazing. I've gone from a 21% body fat to a 17. My husband lost 24 pounds, and we both just feel like we're in the best shape of our lives. So we knew the products worked. People started asking us, what are you guys doing? And so part-time, we started sharing AdvoCare as a solution. We noticed our friends and family started reaching their health goals. We saw our good friend Micah and Heidi. Micah lost 60 pounds. Champions. Also people like Kristen, who was able to run her fastest mile in 5 years. People like Bria and Samantha, who are also sharing just health and hope with people. So things really started to progress, and we said yes to going to Success School because it just made sense. We wanted to be successful in AdvoCare. We wanted to be equipped. So in 2013, we went to Success School, and you guys, we just came away from there with a greater belief and a greater hope that we could impact people's lives in a really positive way. We just walked away feeling equipped and ready to make change and a desire to do better. There's nothing like being surrounded by like-minded people who are going after their health goals. And so after Success School in 2013, we came home, we got to work even more, and pin silver, which truly that just means more people were reaching their health goals. There was more people also being able to have a financial opportunity because of AdvoCare. So fast forward, over the last year, we've been sharing, and we said yes again to going to Success School in 2014. And after our last Success School, I knew that God was orchestrating things in order for me to step away from my job. And truly that meant stepping into the calling that he had for both my husband and I. And so in October, I stepped away from my job. And since then, we have pinned gold, which really what that means again is that more people are reaching their health goals. We get to connect with people and just be champions, also helping others. And what the financial opportunity has provided for us, I'll give you an example here. Last month, we earned $3,523.46, and that allowed for us to be able to purchase part of our way to a all-nation prayer convocation in Israel, where we're going to be joining with others from around the world in prayer. And for us, that's super significant. For us, it's also provided an opportunity to become debt-free, because before AdvoCare, I had 12 credit cards. I now have 6, and by the time Success School comes in this year, we we will be credit card debt free. We've been able to lock arms with champions like DeYoung, Mike and Jenna DeYoung, and others, and just have been empowered to make a difference, to be difference makers. And I just want to leave you with one last thing here, is that in order to succeed, we must first believe that we can. And for my husband and I, Corey and I, we believed that by going to success school, we were going to see amazing things happen, and that's exactly what happened. And so my encouragement to you, I know it's not always easy, but we made a way to get to success school, and my encouragement to you is to make a way to get in a room, to get in a Cowboys stadium with many, many, many other champions who are going after some of the same things that you are. And so with that, I'll hand that back to you, Joe. Thanks.
Great job, Danielle. And for those of you that don't know what Success School is, you can get on your AdvoCare website, AdvoCare.com, or talk to the person that asked you to get on this phone call. It's at AT&T Stadium, the best venue in Texas. You can't miss it. And it's August 7th through 9th, and it's a very low cost of $169 for a ticket to get in. So, you know, one other thing about AdvoCare, and I didn't even talk about this earlier, was our world-class endorsers. The next gentleman comes from the field of coaching and teaching. But if you get our latest Impact magazine, you can see right on the front cover, Major League Soccer graces that front cover.
You make your music until your conference begins. This call may be recorded.
It's the official sports partner of Major League Soccer right now. Our product's on that sideline in every canister, and they have the opportunity to taste the best because they want the best. And the previous Impact magazine before that, NFL Man of the Year, former Man of the Year, Jason Witten from the Dallas Cowboys was on that cover. Drew Brees is our spokesperson. You couldn't have a better person representing our company than Drew. He loves AdvoCare. He's been there way before his career with the New Orleans Saints. So, and there's many, many others. You can open up the magazine or go to the website and see more. But we're going to go right now to Phoenix, Arizona. A champion coach, one of the best coaches in the state in high school, and a teacher, a husband and a father, and they won a trip with AdvoCare just recently. They're headed to the beaches in Florida. We're going to go to Brandon Buck. Brandon, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Joe. Can you hear me?
Take it away, brother.
Thanks for the introduction. Really excited to be on the call. Just amazed at what all AdvoCare's been able to do with us and for our team. And just to give you our quick history, we've been with AdvoCare for a little over 3 years, about 3.5 years. And as Joe said, I'm a high school history teacher. My wife was a 7th grade math teacher. And I was coaching football, baseball. I was department chair, and I was also teaching classes at the University of Phoenix. On top of that, we had 2 kids, and my wife was 8.5 months pregnant with our third when AdvoCare was introduced to us. Needless to say, I love my job. My wife loved teaching. We loved having an opportunity to be able to impact so many kids every single year. But where we were struggling was with money. We were actually filing for bankruptcy when my best friend, Brad Rogers, introduced AdvoCare to us. I had never heard of it before, no idea what it was. He had given me a spark. He had actually been with AdvoCare for about 2.5 weeks prior to that, and had done really well those first 2 weeks. So based upon my relationship with him and what I thought of Spark, I came home and told my wife what I was going to do, and she thought I was crazy. Didn't want to have any part at all to do with AdvoCare. She had done a couple other direct selling companies and didn't do very well, and so she didn't want any part of it. And I told her that that was fine, and that I was going to do this for our family. We obviously needed it, and so that was kind of my drive, was to do that to help my family get going. And meanwhile, she was just going to kind of sit back and watch what happened. And you know, within about the first couple weeks of just simply being on product, my wife, who now at that point was 9 months pregnant, made a comment that I looked hot again. And so, regardless of the business opportunity worked or not, I was going to stay on product because my wife, who was 9 months pregnant, said I was attractive again, so I was good to go. But that just kind of validated the product, and just kept working. And by our first paycheck, I believe we made $11 on our very first check, and that was all I needed, is to see that I could actually make some money. And got to work, continued, and by our second month, I'd actually been able to replace and cover all of our 3 kids in daycare, or what daycare would be for our third when he was born. And my wife, seeing the product results on me and our other friends and family that stayed on it, and seeing income coming in, intrigued her enough to want to go to Success School to kind of find out what AdvoCare was. Because we still at that point had no idea. I was just kind of set and determined that I was going to make this work because we needed it. And when we went to, at that point, it was actually in Fort Worth, and we went to a convention center. We were just blown away by the types of people that were up on that stage and speaking. People that were where we were at, whether they were teachers or coaches or, it didn't matter, but we're up on that stage and now we're inspiring people and helping thousands of people lose weight or improving people and helping people that struggled financially. But most importantly, what we caught were unbelievable people that we could look up to, people that were inspiring others to be more, because when you get into adulthood, a lot of times you kind of get comfortable and you get stagnant. And we saw people that we wanted to emulate, and that's what we started doing. And following Success School, that's where my wife jumped on board. So it was no longer something that I simply did. It was something that we did, and it was something that we loved doing. And coming out of there, we now had the trust and the faith in AdvoCare that we could share it with whomever we wanted to, because we can expect great things from it. It wasn't wondering if this was going to work. We knew it was going to work because we saw the people that spoke, we saw the doctors, we saw the endorsers, and we knew it was going to happen. So we just continued to stay focused and really just work day to day. At that point, I had about 3 hours a week that I could set aside to AdvoCare, and I did it every single week. Between the kids and coaching and everything else, I made sure that I did that and stayed consistent with it. And because we knew we were going to get to where we wanted to go, by the end of that first year, we had paid off all of our student loan debt, remaining debt. We continued to stay after it. By the end of that second year, my wife was able to come home from teaching and be home with our kids, which actually prior to AdvoCare was never even a thought that we would be able to do. And now she was able to come home, and now this last month we actually made $4,319.03, and it's amazing what that's allowed us to be able to do. And you heard Joe mention we're fortunate enough that we earned a trip with AdvoCare, the kids on the coast, and a week from tomorrow, my wife, myself, and our 3 kids will be flying to Destin, Florida to have an unbelievable vacation and just an opportunity to be around amazing people. So, it was that successful trip that allowed my wife and myself to really see what AdvoCare was and how it could work. So, it's awesome, and I could talk about it all day. But Joe, that's what I've got, my man.
Brandon, that's awesome, and we appreciate you guys changing lives, because that's what you're truly doing by showing them the same plan and obviously sharing the same products that you were brought into this business with, and it continues to grow. Have fun on that trip. We've got one more story. You bet. We've got one more story I want to share, and we're going to transition. You've heard from 2 couples. Now we're going to go to a single mom. And I don't know if there's any more difficult job in this world than being a mom, but as a single mom, this champion lady has changed lives in many, many ways. She's had multiple jobs when she was introduced to AdvoCare, and now has made life change due to the AdvoCare financial opportunity and because the products work. We're going to go back from Phoenix, pop up to Iowa, Ankeny, Iowa, to Alicia Weigel. Alicia, take it away.
Thanks, Joe. I'm going to also take you back to kind of where AdvoCare found me. It was August of 2012, and as Joe had said, single mom, extremely exhausted. I had 5 jobs, and obviously my most important job was being the mother of 2 children. So prior to Spark, I had a serious Diet Coke addiction and that Monster addiction. But after drinking a Spark at 1 a.m. on a Friday, or actually on a Friday, Saturday morning, I had been up since 7 a.m. I knew that this was different. I was working in the ER at Mercy in Des Moines, and I also did some part-time work at Mary Greeley, which is a hospital in Ames, Iowa, part-time as an ER nurse. I was a gym instructor, a group fitness instructor at 2 gyms to try and pay for membership, and I did some personal training on the side to hopefully pay for some groceries. After incorporating just a few more products, I realized that I had never felt so good, and I really wanted everyone to feel just as good as I did. So my friend Michael had talked to me about the opportunity, and as Joe and I previously had said, I had 5 jobs and a single mom of 2 kids, so I really didn't think that I could add anything else to my plate. And I never thought, I thought that was really great for them and their family, and that was something that was never going to happen for me. But I did get my discount because, by God, I love Spark, and anytime I can get a good deal, I'm all up for that. But what has happened since then is that, I kept watching what my friends were doing. And I saw the time freedom that they have. And I knew that that was what I wanted. And where I was at in my life, I knew that that's not where I was headed because I had way more months than I did money each month. Every month it was that cycle over and over again. So I started asking more questions. And I started devoting a little bit of time because I didn't have much time to spend on AdvoCare. So instead of watching TV at night, because TV wasn't really doing anything for me, I would devote about an hour a night. And from there, I started to earn an income. My first check was $9.53. To me, that meant more to me than anything because right there, I could use that check to buy 2 jugs of milk. And I didn't have to charge it on my credit card. And that's so hard when you have to sit there and run the Casey's really quick in the morning and put a couple jugs of milk on a credit card. But that was where I was at in my life, and that's just what I needed to do. And as a mom, that's, we do what we need to do. So by sharing with my friends and family how good I felt with the product, that $9.53 turned into a couple $100. And what that did is that gave me hope. I thought, wow, I could maybe really do this. My friends Michael and Lindsay helped me along the way and, encouraged me to go to Success School. Now, being so new, I didn't know what Success School was. I had no idea. But I knew that that's where I needed to be. Because if I wanted to make a life change, I started to have to do different things in my life. So I took a leap. I took a leap of faith and went to the last Success School at Fort Worth. And that's where I really saw people who are like me, who are genuine, and who are like-minded, and really wanted to change the lives of others around them. And that's when my eyes were opened. And since then, you sit there and you think, can that really happen for me? I walked away from Success School knowing that this was my path. This is where I was headed in life. I was really meant to help people. And this was my vehicle that I was going to use to help people. So since Success School of February 2013, that couple $100 quickly turned into $1,000. And that $1,000 turned into a couple $1,000. By August of 2013, I was able to drop 4 of those 5 jobs. So I had 1. And what that did is allowed more time. Time with my babies. Time to actually be there in the moment and be with them instead of being the exhausted mom and not quite knowing where I was going. My second Christmas with AdvoCare was amazing because my first one, I had to charge everything on a credit card, $10 gift, $5 gift. It didn't matter what it was, but it was maxed to the limit. My second Christmas, I paid for everything in cash. And since then, I have still paid for every single Christmas present in cash. And we just kept going, and I just kept sharing, and my friends just kept sharing, and it was great, and we were having a lot of fun. March of 2014, I wanted to buy a house. My banker told me to pay off my credit card. And it was amazing because in March of 2014, I paid off all my credit card debt. June of 2014, I became a homeowner for the first time and was able to provide something for my children that I, before AdvoCare, had dreamt of. And because of this opportunity, I've been able to do so much more. Now, last month, we are very blessed in this household because last month, my earnings were $9,593.54. So in about 2 years, a little under 2.5 years, my team and I, we have given ourselves 1,000% increase. And I don't know about you guys, but my job right now only gives me a 1 to 3% year increase. So being able to change lives and to really help people and to show them that there's a better way and you can live life on your terms is absolutely amazing. And one of the things that helped me see more and really see what AdvoCare was made of and what this company was founded on was Success School. So if anybody is ever in doubt of going there and you just think, I don't know if I can make it, remember, I had no money, I had 5 jobs, and I had 2 children, and I found a way to get there, and that's when my eyes were opened, and to so much more. So I am encouraging you guys to get to Success School and to see that there's so much more for you, too. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Alicia. You did a great job. And there you heard from a champion single mom. It takes the excuses away from the person that says, well, I don't have time, or you don't know my circumstances. 3 phenomenal stories. all have some common denominators. They wanted to make an income. They wanted to change lives. They got results on the product. And then they went to success school, national success school. And it's never easy to do that, but it's one of the key ingredients to success here. Let me wrap up this call with our personal story. My wife, Gloria, and I have been here for 17 years. When I was first introduced, it was all about the sports performance products. I was a college coach. I was really concerned with performance products more than anything else. But I got on the 24-day challenge product line, as it's called right now, and dropped 36 pounds in 2.5 months. My whole life changed. My wife dropped 18 in the same time frame, and we started sharing it with people with the original idea of making a couple $100 a month. I was working 80 hours a week in a job that I was passionate about. I love coaching kids. I still do it today. But I was tired of being broke. I was tired of saying no to my wife. We can't go on a vacation. We can't buy this. We can't live in the house you want to live in because we were living check to check. And all we did is apply the same principles that you've heard from the 3 previous guests. We got on product. We shared it with other people. Some people said yes. Some people said no. Some people said check back later, and we did that. We followed up consistently and persistently. We asked them if they wanted a discount. We took them through the process. We had a no-quit mentality. This was our way out of the grind. We wanted to share it with others. Some came right away. Some it took a year. Some it took 10 years. But I knew this was our way out. Bottom line is we got today where we are today by helping others. Some family came along, some friends, some coworkers. Others, it wasn't for them, and that's okay. But the bottom line is we were working with the people that were going our way. The people that decided to take the leap to advisor, 40% off product, which is one of the toughest things to do when you first get involved. But it's the only way you can get paid 5 different ways. The second toughest thing we did is we went to Dallas, Texas, back in February of '99. We went through a blizzard to get there. We sold product to finance the trip, worked the whole recruiting schedule around that weekend, and drove across the state of Iowa for free babysitting and slept on the ground at the hotel at the airport in Kansas City, Missouri, in order to save some money so we could get a cheap airfare from Kansas City to Dallas. You know what? That's what we did. We sacrificed to make it down there, and then we saw the vision. So why do I tell you that? Because that was hard. That was absolutely hard. There were so many times that we wanted to turn around, but there was something that drew us down there. It was a vision of a man named Charlie Regis. And when he talked about you guys can get life better than you've ever had it if you'll apply what AdvoCare has. And be consistent and persistent with the fundamentals of taking the product, talking to people, and now more than ever, wearing the AdvoCare colors. You can go anywhere and wear the AdvoCare colors, and as we appear on national television commercials, sponsorship for bowl games, sponsorship for NASCAR, we're across the board. MLS soccer, it's going to be more and more exposed, and this is the best timing in the history of the company today to get involved with AdvoCare. And without it, we wouldn't be debt-free. We had a vision of $200 a month to pay for our free product. And after we went to success school, a total of 4 people, my wife, my brother, and my sister-in-law, a year from that time, we had 40. We went from 4 to 40 because 2 couples decided to go to success school. And we came back and we told what we saw. We said, you got to come with us. And the team built and built and built to 40. And you know what happened? We were able to, a year from the time we went advisor, walk away from the rat race life we were living, and I was able to coach my own kids. From a $200 vision to July of '99, having $15,575.25 of income, which was 3 times my coaching salary, and we walked away. And it's been more of a gift since then. I got to be honest with you, it's been a dream in terms of what it's provided, over $12,612 of income for a former football coach and emergency management coordinator coming from a small town in Iowa. And what's better right now is the opportunity today than it was back then. So I'm going to encourage you to reach out, make a decision today. If you're not an advisor, that would be a great decision. Obviously, I hope you're on products by now, but get to that 40% off level. And the other thing you heard over and over again is get to National Success School. Again, that's August 7th through 9th. That's at AT&T Stadium, home of the Cowboys. It's going to be awesome. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a landmark event, and we're going to rock the world coming out of there. So on behalf of the entire company, Richard and Sherry Wright, this is Joe and Gloria Hadachek. We thank you for listening, and there will be a replay of this call.